Hello and welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about anything and everything that's going to keep you writing, keep you inspired, trying to be a shining light through the darkest days of light, and maybe a little bit of comfort when it's tough, but also a little bit of fun when it's not. So tonight we have a very interesting show for you, and that is a fountain pen secret weapon, which I've shown on the channel before, but I think it was worthy of diving into in real time this evening, giving you a little history behind it, who uses it and to what effect. And although I am kind of still acclimating toward it, and that's a big part of this channel, is a journey, right? My journey in trying different pens, different papers, different inks to get the experience of how it is, what I like, what is extraordinary, and sharing it with all of you. So that's going to be a big part of this evening. I see also that quite a few of the usual suspects are in the chat. We have a wonderful group of human beings that meet here each Tuesday night to talk about stationery, if you will. And I guess you guys aren't moving around because you're into stationery. Yes, dad jokes. I became a father for the jokes, as you know. And sure, we talk about this each Tuesday night, and then there's a regular video each Thursday and some shorts sprinkled out in between. So there should be a lot that will pique your interest and keep you inspired on the way. I have a big piece of cat fur on my laptop. Okay. So a bunch of interesting stuff going on lately that I want to share with you. The best and brightest audience, the cursive literate, as I like to call you. I do want to make a couple of announcements. One is my dear friend Ben Joe's wife has launched a website called thepixiegarden.com. Pixiegarden, thepixiegarden.com. So thepixiegarden.com. Hair clips. Not something I need yet. I'm not going to grow my hair out that long. A really neat macrame hair clip organizer. Could be your thing. Just thought I'd plug it a little because he's a wonderful fellow. And I want to see them have a big success. So hopefully I can help with that. Also, recently I put out a video on my visit to the Paper Mouse. Last Saturday, if you're not familiar, the Paper Mouse is a charming, I don't want to call it small. It's a good sized store. It's not gigantic. I guess it's small relatively. It's a charming store in West Newton, Massachusetts. If you're not from Massachusetts, Newton's like one town out from Boston. So very close to Boston, a lovely suburb. West Newton is a lovely sort of little village. There's a decent barbecue place over there. I think Blue Ribbon's still over there. My dentist is there. That's very important for me. And a beautiful church and things, and a movie theater. They have their own movie theater, and it usually plays art house films and whatnot. But very perfect setting for Victor's shop. He's lovely, just a really nice guy. Has no idea who I am, which is refreshing. It's really good to not think you're that much of a big deal. But it was very good to walk in there. He let me film, and I put up a video on Sunday of the whole experience. This all happened Saturday. I took the family. Imogen was doing cartwheels on the sidewalk, and we had a blast. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Of course, I got to see Kirk Spear, who's such a lovely guy, so nice, great to spend time with him. When did I see him last? I think it was at the Atlas Stationers sidewalk sale, and then before that was in DC. Trying to keep it all straight. I don't think he was at the Empire show. Yeah, I don't think so. That Empire show was fun. I don't know if they're doing that again this year. I heard Yosika is kind of a big a big thing. But I also heard that Yosika takes like 3 hours to get into, and I don't wait in line, so I don't think I'll be going to that one. Ryan Casey says, I lived in Oak Square, just over the line in Brighton. I lived in Oak Square for a time on Lake Street, on the corner of Lake and Washington, many, many years ago. I was a whole different person then, but I had a blast. I love the Oak Square area. There used to be a Irish pub in Oak Square in Boston that stayed open until, I don't want to misstate it, but let's just say later than any other venue. I think it was 3, and I had a blast there many times when I was a younger man. Now I'm usually just up in the middle of the night, but usually I'm asleep by then. So I had a great time seeing Kirk Spear. He worked on 2 of my pens. That's basically what the majority of this show is going to be about this evening. I'll share with you what I think of the grind, how I think it worked, how it's going, how I think it could really help you. I think as a tool to enhance your handwriting. If you get back into that as a concept, I personally got into fountain pens with the mistaken idea that they would make my handwriting look better, but not just better, but how to best characterize it. I would say sort of vintagey, if I can use that term, in the sense that I always admired the handwriting of my grandparents' generation or the official documents that went before it, and not so much the studied calligraphic hands, but the everyday hands, making entries into hotel ledgers that were filling out diplomatic documentation. And you often saw quite a bit of line variation, which I naturally assumed was a result of flex pens. And in many cases, I'm sure it was, but not exclusively. In fact, flex pens for many of us are one of the sort of more troublesome way of getting some line variation into your writing. Although, as I say that, I should bring up that this week's video on Thursday is on the Blue Dew Wet Noodle fountain pen and how that flex pen works. So I did the history of Blue Dew, I talk about flex nibs, and then in real time, for better or for worse, if it embarrasses me or not, I write with it, I think for about 10 minutes or so. I could be mistaken, but a sizable chunk, unedited, no crosscuts, nothing, just me writing, so you can see exactly how that pen performs in real time. Does it skip? Does it railroad? Does it fail entirely? Do I shriek with frustration or do I cradle it with love? Well, you'll have to wait till this Thursday to find out. But that is this Thursday for the Blue Dew Wet Noodle review and history. And I think if you like my videos, you'll really enjoy that one. But getting back to my topic, although I do need to recognize the lovely David Pearsons with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. When's a joke a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Well done, my friend. And thank you for that generous contribution to the channel. David's always lovely. Always great to hear from you. Great dad joke. Well done. So, yes. So I would see these vintage style writings in different letters or marginalia in books, which I really like, in the back of library books with the old library card, just anywhere where you saw handwriting, you'd see the line variation. And thinking it was flex nibs, but most of the time I get a little frustrated with flex nibs because you really should slow down when you use them. I don't always have that kind of time. I don't always have that kind of attention, and I don't always have that kind of dexterity. So I find it slightly exhausting. And I tend to use flex nibs either as a flourish or as a way to sort of underscore a little emotion by drawing a more substantial line down, that kind of thing, in a descender, like a Y or a J, for instance. Nice wide exclamation point, looks brilliant with a flex nib because you don't want to twist it too much. However, with some other grinds, you can get line variation without all that pushing and pulling while you're writing, which is quite a bit of, I guess, muscular attention and skill, much of which I lack. So I will not lie to you there. So I will kind of tell you a bit about that tonight. I want to mention last week's video was the journaling secrets of Stephen King. This is one of those instances, you know, it's always a little heartbreaking when I make a video that I think is one of my best and you guys don't like it. Now, I need to parse this. So it got the fewest it got the fewest views of any video I released in 2026. In fact, in the last 12 months, going all the way back to April of 2025. It was ranked 10 out of 10, so my least popular out of everything. And that's always a little heartbreaking, except that the comments, by and large, were just so supportive and lovely, and it seemed to mean so much to you guys who watch regularly, and it meant the world to me, and I don't regret it at all. I was a little sad. I thought it would have a little bit of broader appeal, but it really meant a lot to those of you who watched it. So I appreciate you watching it because there's a lot going on in that video. So I'm really glad you gave it a shot and you enjoyed it. I do get some really amazing supportive comments from you guys that are talking about how it affects you, how it helps your journaling, how it helps your mental health. That means so much to me, more than the view count. So it was really nice. I was telling my wife, I'm like, oh, it's kind of a shame it didn't really hit with the audience. But it's almost like the movie business when you put up videos on YouTube. Some things hit, some things don't. I never know why. I am no judge of which video will do well. I would have bet money that would have been a very popular video. I'm surprised it wasn't, but what do I know? I mean, I only make these videos. So, but I said to my wife, I'm like, I'm kind of surprised it didn't hit, but it's hard for me to be upset because there's so many lovely and wonderful comments. So I really appreciated that. Inked Stained Adventures with a very long $5 super chat. Thank you so much. If you love notebooks, I've just finished reading a book on the history of notebooks by Richard Allen. Discusses the impact of the notebook on mankind. Yes, very good book. I have that book. It's right there. You can't see it though. But great suggestion. Thanks for bringing that into the channel. Always happy to help someone in our community to promote their book too. Roland Allen's The Notebook. It's a large book, which is a little ironic, isn't it? It's called The Notebook, but it's quite large. So, thank you. Thank you for your generous support of the channel. I get some other comments too, which are sort of funny. I get lovely, I get supportive, and then occasionally I get kind of negative and sad comments. But that's kind of par for the course when you're online. But the strangest comments I get and the strangest messages when people email me or they DM me over at Instagram at Hemingway_Jones at Instagram. I get these hybrid comments that I don't know how to answer. And they usually are along the lines of this. They'll say something like, hey, Hemingway Jones, thanks so much for that video. I was going through such a tough time and I watched your video and it made me feel so much better about my life and it made me feel much more centered and hopeful for the future. And I just wanted to tell you how much it means to me and how much you help me. And by the way, why is your face like that? And then I'm like, I don't know how to answer that comment. Like, do I just ignore the end where they just insult me after they said so many glowing, nice things? Yeah, that's a tough one. So, and that happens more than you know. I would say that's probably 3 or 4 times a week I get comments like that. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Here's somebody who says, I don't like King's politics. I vote with my feet. Kelly Dunn. Hello, Kelly. I don't do politics on this channel, as I'm sure you know. I don't know his politics, but it's my video, not his. So there. Remember that. Yeah, just that. I to be honest, I wouldn't know if he's, which side of the fence he's on. I don't know anything about him in that way. Nothing came up in my research on writing about politics. $10 super chat. Thank you so much from Rick Harsh, my friend. Journaling saved my life. Wow. 31 years policing messed me up. In my journals, there's some crazy bad stuff, but good to get out of my brain. It saved me from taking my life. Wow. Wow, Rick, man. Big hugs, man. That's heavy. You also have helped me. Thanks. I really appreciate that, sincerely. And you ever need to talk or whatever, I'm here for you, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. Life's not easy, Rick, I'm glad you're feeling better now. It's a struggle sometimes. I've been going through a lot lately, just constant stress and hard to turn it off and hard to tone my brain down. And I've been actually using a different sort of technique lately than I normally do. I've been journaling, yes, quite a bit, in fact. And it's mostly because I just enjoy writing so much that I want to journal. So I have been journaling and writing down things as I process them. But the thing that I'm doing now is sort of strategic delusion. That's how I would clarify it. And it's that things that make me really stressed or give me anxiety about, I try to just change the channel. I have found that most things that stress me out and really scare me and bother me and make a negative impact don't come to pass, or they come to pass in a shape and form that I wasn't expecting, that is far less than I had imagined. And so as part of diffusing that kind of negative mental potency, what I've been doing is changing the channel. If I'm stressed about something, family, whatever, I'll think about my channel or something. I'll think creatively. I actually pull myself out of the darker spaces and I think, well, what video should I shoot this weekend? And how will I structure it? What kind of narrative? And these things often hit me when I'm in bed. I get up a lot in the middle of the night, and it's usually like maybe work related. That's, work is stressful for everyone, right? So sometimes 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I get up, I think about something in work, and I'll get like, oh no, did I remember to do X, Y, and Z? And I'll go, I'm sure it's fine. Just do it tomorrow. Take it easy. And I'll start to map out a video or whatnot, and it helps me to get back to sleep. So this is working for me. I figured I'd throw that out there. Bonnie2123, thanks for the 1999 super chat. I appreciate it. So enjoy watching you and learning at the same time. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your generous support. And thank all you guys chatting away. 300 chat comments in 21 minutes. I try to keep an eye on the chat comments, but obviously I can't answer every one. I do see the super chats because they highlight them for me. Imagine there are 303 chat comments now. There's no way I could keep up with it and speak at the same time. So Paul St. Thomas, 9.99 pounds. Thank you. Says, evening all. Have been journaling a lot this evening. It's a crazy world. Oh, sorry. Right now, so much brain dump. Feels good to be amongst like-minded people. Love to all. Thank you. Love to you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. It's like life is stressful. I think that's part of what gets us. You have this underlying stress of sort of the incompetence of the world. Just the glaring incompetence everywhere, and how terrifying consequential that is for all of us people that are caught amongst it. So, wow, John. Let me recognize John Tompkins with a $20 super chat. Thanks so much. Hey, HJ, loving the show as always. Thank you. Ordered my first and maybe only, I'm trying to be good, pen of the year yesterday, a Jinhao 9056 in ebony with a medium nib. Well, it sounds like you've chosen wisely. I hear good things about that pen. You can't beat those materials. Can't beat that price. So well done. And it's good. Good for you. Good for anyone who's being strategic with their pen purchases. I'm always a bit of a hypocrite because I get a lot of pens, as you guys know, from companies and from pen shops and whatnot. So it's easy for me. But I do recognize that. So I feel like at least I'm somewhat facing up to my hypocrisies. So I can say, hey, I'm not going to buy any pens. Pens will come to me by the nature of the channel. But I am trying to tone things down, not just in pens, but in some of my other indulgences and clothes and things. I more want to feather my nest rather than try to sort of, if I keep that analogy going, shine up my feathers. Like, I'm just more interested in internal and being safe and being happy and the family happy and experiences. You know, we have a nice birthday for my wife this year. My birthday's next month. That's exciting. And we're going to do little weekend trips and things and just really make sure we're staying together and tight as a family, because that's what's very, very important. So good for you. Good for you. Hey, this is funny. Todd Musin, HJ is a pen magnet. Yes, I am. I'm a pen magnet. They seem to come to me. And I hope that doesn't sound immodest, because I humbly accept them, you know, and I'm strategic, and sometimes I'm regretful. I have a pen now. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm considering sending it back, but at the same time, I think maybe I should review it so you guys can see just how awful it is. That could be coming up very soon on the channel. So I'd like to show you some of the notebooks and things that I use, because we just recently showed the Osberger with the pen loop, and it was very popular, so I figured I'd show the Nemmeno Cine book from Japan, because it tells you made in Japan. We all love Japanese stationery, don't we? A beautiful hardcover book, not cheap. This is almost your premium option. This one's in navy, very hard cover, very well made. Whoopsie. Has the nice pocket in the back. Has two holders for your pages. Very, very smooth paper, which is very, very nice. Has these sort of orientation markers on the pages, which I quite like. And I like the grid because you can make some drawings when you're in the field. If you want to do the floor plan of a church or chapel, if you happen to be in one, in a museum, you can do that. Write a little bit. Oxblood here, I'm sure. November 9th. I'm just reading some of this stuff. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting lost in my own book. Just these are sort of rough notes that I take while I'm out and about. And some for the channel. But very nice book. It's not completely without some ghosting and whatnot. You're going to see that in almost any notebook. But it's not horrific like a Moleskine. Especially with this. Like you can see what went through. This is some pretty intense ink. I'm trying to remember which one this was. But it was really put on very thickly. So, but all in all, it looks pretty good, especially since the nature of these books, to me, are notes. The church did not really make a mark. So, depends. So, pretty nice book, pretty solid. I think these are knocking in the mid-20s higher. They can be hard to find sometimes, but they're very, very nice books. Here it is in perspective with me, just to give you a sense. It's about the size of a Moleskine, maybe a few millimeters larger each direction. Rick Harsh, my man. $2 Canadian, thank you. Bought a Galen journal cover. Love the leather. Thanks. That's great to hear. Galen journal covers are very good. I did a show on one a few weeks back, and I was very happy with it. And I am excited to start another one. This one is the Paper Republic in Venezia. As I've told you before, I'm a sucker for anything Venetian. With this nice card holder, just great for extras and odds and ends. Nice Mount Fuji, beautiful paper here. I'm excited to use this. This came from Paper Republic recently. Nice big thick notebook. And by the way, look how it's sewn. Do you see how it's sewn? Isn't that lovely? I love that. You know, heavily glued, sewn along the spine. Very, very nice. Yeah, this is a nice notebook. It's almost enough. I don't know if I need anything else in here. Very substantial, chunky pages here. And then I have this one, also from Paper Republic. Nice paper here. 80 grams per square meter. 120. So this is serious. This is pretty serious, but this is very serious. Now, thickness is only one measurement, you know. So I'll be excited to work with this. I might take the little one out. I mean, this might be enough. It's a little chunky right now. And it's chunky without reason, because I am not really using this yet. I need to. I get kind of distracted. I do. Shaz Rocha, $7.99 Australian. Watching your live right now from Australia. I always watch your content because I learn lots, including sophisticated vocabulary and culture. Thanks, Shaz. Thanks for the support of the channel and the kind words. I'm happy I can help. You know, anything I can introduce you to is a joy for me. I've created this channel for people like me, so it's always great when we connect. So thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to start talking about nib grinds in a minute. John Thattenmenel, $10 super chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Excited about the Blue Do video, wondering if you're reviewing their wet noodle nib or something less flexy, writing presently with the modern wall Eversharp, which you also be reviewing, question mark. Yes. Matter of fact, I have it here. I am super excited to review this. I think my narrative is this the new, is it the new Phineas? Is it the new Phineas? This is a fine, which I haven't inked yet. And this is a medium, which I have been writing with for like 2 or 3 weeks now. So I'm still kind of thinking about it, how I feel about it. But I will be shooting with this very, very soon. So, but that means it'll probably go up in about 2 months because it takes me a long time. I have a pretty long landing strip runway for videos. Although I was so out of it over the weekend. I know I told you guys I was kind of struggling lately. I was so out of it this past weekend, I didn't make a regular video, which is surprising, but that's why I have so many videos in my queue, so that if I don't feel like myself, I don't feel good, I don't have an idea that's up to my standards, I can just not do one and take a rest. And that's what I did. And then I just did the little mini episode. Well, it's like 14 minutes long, right? It's not that many, on the getting the nibs done, which I was really proud of. I hope you guys liked that. I don't think a lot of you saw it because I put it up on a Sunday, but please go to my videos and check it out. It's called Before and After. I forget what it's called. Why do I forget what it's called? I don't know. It is... The Broken Pen Diary. That's a great name. Listen to me. I'm so impressed with myself. That's a pretty good name. So it's the Broken Pen Diary. So check it out. Actually, very, very fun. All right. Let's show you a few more things. Things on the desk. Things I'm excited about. Mont Blanc. I was very disappointed. There was somebody just recently did a article for the Wall Street Journal on the Mont Blanc Meisterstück, and they asked my permission to use one of my clips, and I said yes, and they didn't include it, so I was very sad. It would have been fun. I'd like to be in the Wall Street Journal. Mont Blanc 147. You know, you guys, you can have your burgundies. You can have your burgundies. I want Bordeaux. Bordeaux to me is richer and more interesting. So I would not say anything negative. Enjoy your burgundy, but Bordeaux is for me. I also found out something interesting about the Mont Blanc mark up here, the logo. Much hated and derided, but there's a reason for it. When they were doing their patents for their pens, almost every type of cap had a patent, evidently, but instead of doing a colored top, some kind of like a bright color or whatnot, they decided to do a glacier star, and it wasn't patented, and they were able to use that as their patent. So it's sort of like there was a reason that it turned into their obnoxious logo. It wasn't like their logo was famous and then they became obnoxious with it. It kind of started the other way. So pretty interesting video, even though I'm not featured. Check it out anyway. Wall Street Journal at YouTube. Laura Notek, $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm curious about that new leather notebook cover and the Paper Republic notebooks. I'd like to know how it compares with the Galen leather. I need to get on it. So far, it's very, very nice. Galen leather is great. Can't put it down. The inserts are very, very nice on the Paper Republic. Probably much nicer than the ones I had bought for the Galen. It's also nice. It's a nice size because it gives me the ability to carry it around with me everywhere, not just in my bag, but on my person. So that is huge. And of course, my most precious object stationary object. Inkwell filled with the clay de saphir. The Egyptomania inkwell, 100 years old, came from a small shop in Scotland. So not easy. Sometimes people get upset in my comments. They say, where did you get that? Can you send me a link for that Egyptomania inkwell? Sadly, not everything is available. And it's not available with a link. It's only available by some extreme luck and patience. So, that is kind of important. I get that on the St. Dupont all the time too, with folks asking, how do I get one? Give me a link. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I just can't let you do that. I'm sorry, Dave, but I can't let you do that. This is a Pelican, as you might know. I'm trying to get the light. That looks okay. Pelican M600 in red tortoise. And there was somebody once who was very upset that it's tortoise. And they thought that, there was a tortoise involved. But no tortoises were hurt in the making of this fountain pen. Just rest assured. And the Aurora Optima O Sole Mio, which you can see through the barrel that has ink. It also has a vintage ink window. Very blue, Konpeki in there. So that's fun. All right. I have to recognize someone. Thank you so much. David's back. David Pearson. So thank you. $2. A dad joke at maturity is full grown. Well done, David. You earn a groan for that one. Thank you. Very funny. Thanks for your support of the channel. Okay, Pelican M600. This one has never really motivated me. It's rather petite for my hand. It never wrote... It wrote fine, but not to extraordinary standards. Now, this is the before right here. This is a medium nib. So I'll try to write Earl Grey T and cursive smooth question mark with this nib and give you an idea of what has since happened. Okay. Now the ink has changed. It had an ink called Earl Grey tea in it, but my friend Kirk Spear, he kind of hated it, and he said it was kind of goopy, and I'm trying to get the lighting just right. And I decided to change it for another one of my favorites. This one is Cuttlefish Brown, which I really love. Cuttlefish Brown. So let me write a little more, and then we're going to talk about it. It's pretty flowy. Pretty flowy. And what's nice about these, like a CSI, as folks are fond to call it, it's not a grind you see on a factory pen. It's a custom grind. It needs love and attention, especially coming from my buddy Kirk Spear, who gives it a lot of passes and things. Make sure that it's absolutely working for you, that it's smooth enough and interesting enough. But it just makes your handwriting that much more interesting, and believe me, mine needs it. Anything I can do to make it a little bit more interesting. Here's the Aurora. I'll do a little before and after here too. But first, let me recognize someone and make a pitch to you all. And then I will do the before and after of the Aurora Optimo. Cigaricus, super chat, $10. Thank you so much. Says, I'm pulling the trigger on either a 149 or King of Pens. I do love the feedback from a good sailor nib. Secret History of Donna Tartt is a great book. It is a great book. It's one of my favorites, and it's right here. Can you see it? I hope. It's right here. Nice anniversary deluxe edition. Thank you for the support of the channel. That's a tough decision, my friend. Good luck with that. I would help, but I don't know how a King of Pen writes. I never wrote with one. $10 super chat from Greyhound Mom 11. Thank you. I just gifted a Lockby Field notebook and pen case to my brother. He's very happy with them. Thank you for your review. Thanks so much for the generous support and the kindness. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are so lovely with the super chats. It means the world to me. Thank you. Okay, so the Aurora Optima, get my vowels straight. Okay, so you see I wrote here, feels a bit dry and like a crayon. That's true, that's how I felt. How do I feel about it now? It doesn't feel dry. So it's subtle, but I hope you can see it. I hope you can see it. I hope you can see the difference. Where it just was a monoline before, now it has interest. Yeah, it's like a nice line variation, especially if you like sign your name. You can see it. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Should also talk a little bit about what this is. Like, what exactly is a cursive, smooth, italic nib? And I'll answer that after saying hello to Mary. The lovely Mary with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, what does she say? Hi, Mary. The Breakers in Newport has beautiful journals, Art Deco, Art Nouveau, line 7mm large writing, not a field notebook, also leather covered novel. Nice trip to go see the mansion and to shop. Yeah, I was just in Newport for Imogen's birthday, and we went to, why do I forget which one we went to? We went to one of the mansions. We only had time for one. We went for 3 days. One day was like our mansion day. This is from Newport. This is from Keel James Patrick in Newport, by the way. I often wear my Newport sweatshirt. But which I think we went to the Breakers. It's by Salve Regina, right? Whichever the one is by Salve we went to. I don't know why. I can't recall. I had a blast. I have lovely, lovely pictures. So, yeah. An italic nib can be a little scratchy. Italic nibs go back to the Middle Ages. Back when you had scribes making books with almost a knife-shaped blade writing, almost scratching letters into the page. And it was a very angular experience. Two-handed exercise writing in those days for a scribe. This is sort of midway between that italic, which you can still get if you really want maximum line variation, but it'll have a bit of tooth, and a stub, which will have a great draw down, but might be a bit wide for everyday writing for some folks. This is much more of a compromise between those two extremes. The edges are rounded. They're made to pass smoothly, to still give you line variation, which is best when you write with abandon. The more you write sort of quickly and without thinking, the more interesting your writing will become. So that is kind of how it works. Oh, this is fun. I need to show this to you because those of you who watched my video, The Broken Pen Diaries, if you watch to the end credits, I'm giving Imogen a cursive lesson over the end credits. So if you haven't watched it over to the end credits, then check it out now. But these nibs are definitely more interesting and gives you that line variation, expanding the sweet spot in writing. So not only do you have line variation, but you have a really pleasant experience when you write. And it's certainly a perfect way to resuscitate a pen that's been languishing in your collection. I think it's just so fun to write with. And if you look at someone like Michael Fielder, who I had on the channel, Michael Fielder, who wrote the Working Journal, his handwriting is extraordinary. And I asked him, what is your secret weapon? And he said, the Cursive Smooth Italic nib. I think all his pens are done that way. But imagine if I did that. That might get a little repetitive, but it's tempting. It has a quality. It really does. Now here's the question. Which one is better? Which one do we like better? The Pelican or the Aurora? That's the question. What do you think, Texas Easy Writer? Which one do you like better? $15. Thank you. Hey, Chase, my first live stream. Welcome. Outstanding content, outstanding community. Thank you. Your comments on journaling being cathartic are spot on. Thank you so much, my friend. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Thank you. Thank you for your generous support of the channel. But everyone, which one? Which one are you choosing? You choosing the Pelican M600 or the Aurora Optima? This one is thicker, feels a little bit more vintage due to the ink window. I post both of these, to be honest. I don't mind. They are meant to be used. Very nice. Do you like this? Or do you like this? My wife bought me this, by the way. Great scribing noise. It's almost a stub. almost a stub. Almost a stub. This paper's kind of crap. Is it just me? I know people love this paper, but it's, I don't know. I don't like it that much. That's why I use it for scratch paper. Penco. I'm not a fan. Made in Japan too. But look at that. Not great. Not great, really. Oh, I see a lot of people like the cursive lesson. Thank you. I see a lot of love for the Pelican. A lot of Pelican love. Very nice. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there. Was that me? Is it me? Am I the drama? I will say, you can miss the edge sometimes. But there's nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with either of them when it comes to flow. Both a lot of fun. I don't know, guys. I honestly think that a cursive smooth italic nib is just the perfect compromise. It's the perfect way to give a bit of character to your writing without working too hard for it, which is something I think we all need. We work hard for a lot of other things. Shouldn't our writing be a little easier? Excuse me. Hey, Brick by Brick 75 super chat, $10. Thank you. Which pen to use? Different strokes for different folks. The groan pun is for David. Very nice. And others. Brick by Brick, $10 super chat. Thanks for your support of the channel. You know, Brick by Brick, I forgot to tie your name with your name and address on the Pen Pal group. And Scott Lasky, among others, is trying to reach out to you. So if you would, please reach out to me so that I can pass along your screen name and match it up with your actual name for the Pen Pal group. Did you guys know that we had a Pen Pal group for Illuminati and Cognoscenti members? Because we do. And it's a fantastic way to use your pens, whether it's a cursive smooth italic or a flex nib like the Blue Dew Wet Noodle, which is coming out this week in a video that I'm delighted to share with you. I hope you guys enjoy it, because this, I think, is where this channel shines. I am not a pen seller directly, at least. I mean, I don't want to be a total hypocrite. I have an Amazon influencer page, so if you wanted to support the channel, you could go to the description, click on there and buy something. I also always remark when I get a pen from someone, that's courtesy, I think, and I make it transparent so you know that. But I'm not a shop. Many channels are shops. They're people making pens exciting so you buy them. I don't really care if you buy it or not, to be honest. I'll celebrate when you do. But to me, it's all about the passion and the love of writing and these incredible objects. That's what it means. And to be frank, sometimes when I get something that's bad and I have that kind of interesting, compelling narrative, it's almost better than having a positive pen review. So, this week's the Blue Dew. Is it positive? Is it negative? I'm not going to tell you, but I am going to promise you that you get full disclosure in real time. And I think that's very, very valuable, because you can play a lot of tricks and make something look fantastic. But when it's just you and a camera in real time and you're writing, Whatever happens wrong, and with me, it's normally epic. It's usually ink goes everywhere or it doesn't write, and sometimes it happens on the live show. And you just write your way through it. You keep going and you talk about it. It's part of the experience of a fountain pen. Sometimes it's a problem, not always. But check it out this week and see how the Blue Do does, because I am excited to share that with you. I see some love for the Stephen King video. I appreciate that. And if you don't like Stephen King or his politics, then just play it in the background for me. That would make me happy. The video is good, though. I think you'd like it, honestly. Lots of love for the Aurora. Thanks so much, guys. I think you can hear my voice is going, which is why I always cut these things off before the hour mark. But we had a blast, didn't we? It was the best of times. It was the better of times. Thank you for sharing this hour with me. Check out my video coming this weekend. And if you want more from me at a different perspective, check out my new channel, A Life Well Worn, which is about clothing. Maybe I should do this. I should talk about this. Why not? Why not? So thank you all. Thanks so much. The hour flew by. I hope you had a blast as I did. And I'll promise you, I will see you further up the road. So please take care and have a wonderful week.